Where do you find the people who can pay you a salary to trade?
Again, these days you got to be creative, right? The other thing that I really want to stress to people about how you can really transition is if you're young, let's say you look like you're what, 30, 26 to 30?
Yeah, 23.
22?
23, yeah.
23, perfect. Sorry, I apologize. You're very mature for your age. If I was 23 years old, I'd put together, again, a solid track record. Focus on your performance, not how much money you're going to make. Really focus on your drawdowns. Really focus on controlling loss. Look for strategies that are going to teach you how to lose well. That is what I do, Etienne. I teach my students how to lose very, very, very well. And occasionally win big. That's the secret sauce. Lose a little bit and win big when you can. Now, put together a solid track record. There are several institutions like Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Bank, Bank of America, several Canadian banks, several international banks that have proprietary trading divisions. And if you're young, even without an education, if you've got a solid track record, and I'd say anywhere below 27, go and put your resume with that track record as an entry level to the proprietary trading firms in those companies. You will be shocked how many will actually give you an interview. You would be shocked. And there's probably, I don't know, in Canada alone, there's at least 6 to 7 big banks that will give a young guy or girl with a good track record in no education. That's the beauty of this business, guys. I dropped out of high school. I missed my grade 12 diploma by 1 credit. You know what it was? Ironically, it was math. And I went and got a job in a financial industry simply because I was willing to take an entry-level position. You know how fast I moved up? I went from messenger to a stockbroker in 3 years. You got to get your foot in the door. But the only way you're going to get your foot in the door is either have a family connection or walk in with a track record. They will listen. Believe me, this business is about money. Money talks. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter if you're female or male. If you can show control, loss, and exponential growth, money will rain down on you. Don't worry about making the money. Worry about your performance and how you're going to show people that you can get it. The other thing you can do is, like I said, walk. I remember at one point in time, I went down to a very wealthy street in my city when I was living in Mississauga, and I had a bad couple of years, went through a divorce, I was out of money, and I literally knocked on people's doors, and I said, here's an audited track record. I can make you this amount of money. It sounds really corny, but I swear I actually knocked on probably 150 doors, and 2 guys listened to me. Out of 150 people, I said, what are you getting as a return right now? And they said, well, I'm getting around 13, 14% a year. I said, if I can make you 35% a year, 40% a year, how much money do you think you could raise for me? And they look at you crazy at first, because you pretty much are crazy. But believe me when I tell you, if you can prove it, and what investors really want to see, low drawdown and nice returns, right? Doesn't have to be crazy stuff like the industry is telling you 200, 300%. Throw that out the window. That's nonsense, garbage. It ain't gonna happen. Focus on 5%, 2%, 3% a month. If you can do those types of numbers, believe me, finding money is not going to be a hard enough time if you can prove it over a large enough sample. That's important.